listening to the Epically Geeky Show, a place for all things geeky.
Welcome back to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 179. I'm your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. Tonight I'm joined by Sean, Chris, and Ray. How are y'all doing?
Lovely.
Snowed in.
Oh, snowed in. That's right. You actually got some snow. So
yeah. Not as much as the area around us because we're right on the lake, but came down today. So
it finally hit us in the last hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was cooler here the last couple of days, and then it went back up to 60. So, like, literally this morning, I told the boys, I might want to throw on pants because they were going to go over to help their grandmother. And Chrissy's like, no, it went back up again. I'm just like, well, screw it. So, because I'm literally sitting here in shorts as well.
I want to throw on some pants. Meanwhile, it's like -1 degree Celsius. It's like -8. Yeah.
Oh, I wish we kind of had that. Anyway, so tonight's opening question is there any old and we can expand it to other fast food restaurants or whatever, but is there any old Happy Meal toys or anything like that, collectibles from a restaurant, fast food restaurant, anything like that you would consider going back and collecting? I'm gonna go ahead and jump in, and it's funny, I was listening to the other 2 episodes about this topic already, and I keep bringing these things up over and over again. I guess I need to just finally pull the trigger and buy them off of eBay. But the little McDonald's toys that were like, they look like the fast food, and then they would essentially transform into like little robots or whatever.
Yeah.
I had some of them growing up, and they're not, at least the last time I checked, who knows, everything collecting wise has gone insane. I keep thinking maybe I should just buy a set of them, and so I can have them back here, like, with the rest of my stuff, and just be like, yeah, I collected these as a kid. And, but yeah, those were the ones that always were the standout thing to me to collect from McDonald's or whatever. So, Sean, is there anything in particular you collected, or were there any toys in particular that you'd be like, yeah, I'd go back and get that?
I would probably get like the McDonald's characters. I love the McNugget guys.
Oh yeah.
But I have a lot of memories surrounding like the McDonald's, the original characters. But like those McNugget guys, when they introduced them, and because they had like different outfits and stuff like that.
Yep, I remember those.
Yeah, and it's just a nostalgic thing.
Fair enough. Yeah. Ray, what about you?
Definitely the Fraggle Rock would be amazing because they were awesome. They were little cars and stuff like that. But I did have some of them as a kid. The ones I never got as a kid that I think would be really cool, just looking back nostalgia wise, was the Fry Guys. I like. Yeah. They were pretty cool.
What about you, Chris?
The only ones I remember actually having were both the Muppet Babies and the Muppet Kids.
Okay.
I distinctly remember one of them in a radish.
Yes.
With wheels. So those, and then the Barbies when they did the Barbies Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah.
I remember having a couple of the little Barbies and really liking them. So probably that. But those were really the only I kind of remember.
I think the radish was actually Fraggle Rock.
Was it? I don't remember. What was the vegetable ones? I think it was.
It was Fraggle Rock.
Okay, but the Muppet Babies too, and the Muppet Kids. Yeah, those were Fraggles. Anyway,
Fraggle Rock.
Nice. Yeah, I distinctly remember, like, I had 1 or 2 of the Super Mario ones, and like when Super Mario Brothers 3 came out, and I mean, I had several different toys. I mean, they were always very cheap, very pretty, simplistic toys. But yeah, I do remember collecting some of them over time or whatever, and just like I said, those were the ones that stood out for me. But I remember most of the other ones y'all were talking about as well. So at some point or another, having them. So not that we ate at McDonald's all the time. It was just like, but like as you're a kid, especially when you're watching, cartoons and stuff, like they were advertising constantly back then.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh no, I want that. We got to go to McDonald's. Plus, when you're as a kid, McDonald's it's great. It tastes wonderful. It's great. And you're as an adult, you're just like, it's there. So it's already 9 o'clock. We got to get these kids to bed. So
We usually do it if we were like on a hockey tournament or if we were driving somewhere for hockey. It would be it.
Mhm.
After hockey, we'll get you that.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't taste as good now because we had I had the chicken McNuggets like last month, and I was like,
it's okay.
Yeah, they're okay.
and they don't.
I miss the unlimited barbecue sauce. They had like the barbecue sauce dispenser. Oh my god,
It's
that's all fries were, is a dispenser for the sauce, like just a delivery.
Pretty
mechanism.
much, yeah.
so, yeah, but like now when I had it, because Quinn works there, and I was like, oh, let's get some. It was. I'm like, I make better chicken nuggets than this. Oh, good.
The only other thing that I know it would never taste the same, and we've talked about it lots on here as well, is the McDonald's pizza. It was so fucking good.
That pizza was actually.
It was yeah.
There's
Oh yeah, now it would be like, oh, what the hell?
if you should follow, and I don't know if I don't follow him on Instagram. He probably has an Instagram, but you should look up on Facebook Dinosaur Dracula. He has a website and he goes through all this old retro stuff. And like right now, he's been posting picture after picture after picture of like all the stuff they used to put out, like especially at McDonald's at Christmas time or whatever. So they had like the little Muppet Baby, like stuffed animals or whatever, and just all these different things they used to do for McDonald's. Remember the coupon books that they would have, where like it's like, oh, you can buy these as a gift. I'm just like, I don't know how much someone would really appreciate it, but okay. A kid would probably love it. Would be just like absolutely. So, yeah.
There's when Monopoly came back there this year.
Oh yeah,
reminded me of the sheer, for lack of a better word, it was fraud. That was. There's some good documentaries out there about that whole thing.
Yes, there are, and they are really interesting to watch too. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a whole ordeal. So tonight, the reason why we're bringing up, McDonald's and Happy Meals and stuff like that, we're going back to the well again. Although it's been a while since we've covered this topic. It's been years actually. What's funny is the first time we did this topic was 2017, 2018. Like it was the first time we did the Happy Meal toys was a long time ago.
Yeah, but you say 2017, that doesn't feel like that long ago.
No, it feels like a couple years ago.
Yeah, then you start counting, you're just like, oh hell, that was like 8 years ago. Damn. So, but yeah, so tonight we're going to do Happy Meal Toys 3. So everyone has picked, and actually going back and listening to that first episode, it was me, Cy. It was supposed to be me, Cy, Lainey, and Jay, and Jay couldn't make it. And we had done the thing where we assigned the other people the movies or whatever, and there were some nice picks, some, as we put it, softballs to some people, and then there were some other ones just like, wow, you picked that, okay, that's what I come up with. But we changed it to everyone pick your own stuff. So tonight everyone picked at least 2 IPs, and we're going to come up with the Happy Meal toys that we'd get for it. So these are things that may or may not make sense for them to have a Happy Meal set for. That was kind of the running joke with the last episode that we did of this. It was people were picking things that's just like, there should not be a toy series, but it is what it is. So there were not really any constraints. In fact, I threw it open to everyone, and I was just like, instead of just doing TV shows, movies, and video games, which are the 3 main things that the Happy Meals have covered, I was like, if you want to do a podcast, if you want to do an audio book, go for it. So we're going to see, and we don't know, I think everyone knows at least what one of my picks is. Maybe I may have announced both of them. But yeah, so we don't really know what else everyone has done. So this should be interesting. With that being said, would anyone like to go first?
I'll go.
All right, Chris, what is your first IP you came up with Happy Meal toys for?
Land Before Time.
Oh, okay.
So
it did exist, I'm sure.
I'm sure it did.
I'm pretty sure.
I think they did, but I have no idea what those toys were. So
probably just a little dinosaurs. So my first one would be a Tree Star launcher. So those toys that you put them on a little thing and you pull the string and it goes up? Tree Star that does that.
Okay.
Then there will be Littlefoot's mother with the optional sleeping mode. Then there's Sharp Tooth, obviously. Then you have the Great Valley, and you could put all the little dinosaur thingies on them. And then the Great Divide. So you do the Great Valley, and then the Great Divide. You do a crank thing, and then they all fall in.
Oh my god!
Wow.
So is this like add-ons to the original set? So you can get if you can find the original dinosaurs, and then you get these to add on in for more play fun.
Yeah.
Little Littlefoot trying to wake his mom up.
Yeah. Push a button, it says mother.
That's no joke.
Dark.
No,
that was dark.
It would be great if the mother was like, or was limp. So every time you picked it up, it would just go.
I'm not saying that.
Maybe one of the those toys that are like they feel like they're kind of full of sand or whatever. So when you pick them up, there you go. So
just drop it on the
she's
ground.
kind of rubbery, and she's like, man,
You pair it up with Bambi or something like that. They can cryo together over their moms.
Oh, well, Ray, would you like to go next?
Sure. I not nearly as dark. Although it could be. I do need a little bit of help with this one because and I'm going to be looking to Sean mostly for this one. So I picked a very specific episode of Star Trek. I picked Darmok.
What did you?
Darmok.
Oh God!
Okay.
Really?
I love this episode.
Oh yeah. Everyone does. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you're gonna have Picard with his jacket on.
Right.
That's one figure. The other one would be Dathon. Is it Dathan or Dathon or anyway.
Something like that? Yeah.
The alien dude.
The alien dude, the other captain. So it's those two figures, and then you have the Beast of Tanagra, and it has the sparking feature, so that like lights up whenever you hit the back of it.
Okay.
I'm thinking it would be fun to have collectible daggers, so you and your friends can also go after. Every toy comes a translation, so that what each phrase means.
What each one's meaning. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I can picture like it coming with like a little booklet of like 5 or 6 pages where there's fill in the blanks. Like the little puzzle booklet.
Oh yeah. That would be awesome.
To like kind of decipher it.
That'd be good.
Oh man. Awesome, you wouldn't know what you ordered.
Anyway, that's my first one.
What's funny? Have y'all seen that? Have you seen those? I've seen it on lots of different websites that do like fun T-shirts, but it looks like Picard and the other captain like with guitars and they're rocking out, and it's Darmok and Janard at Tanagra, 96 or whatever it was, and like the back of it looks like tour dates, but it's all the different things and stuff. I'm just like, that is a fantastic shirt. So.
Trying to remember the captain's name now.
Yeah,
I think it's Dathon.
Dathon is what I think it is too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember is Shaka when the walls fell.
Well, they've got. I can't remember the species, but one of the officers on lower decks is the same species. So
really, that's cool.
Yeah, it was end of last season, beginning of this season. But yeah, it's pretty funny. He does his best to like to speak normal English, but every now and then he'll like start like doing like the verbs, and you have to like guess stuff. And it's funny when Boimler tries like talking to him in his own native language. It's fun.
The children of is it Children Tama or something like that. Anyway. Yeah,
I can't remember. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Simba is wide.
So one particular episode, you did toys for one episode, huh?
That's right.
Fair enough. That's cool. Sean, you want to go next?
So I did Supernatural. So when you order, your food comes in a hex bag. Probably a little bit bigger than the normal little hex bags. All the food, like anything you order, is going to be covered in ketchup.
Okay.
Mainly it'll be like Dean's Burgers or something. He's always eating a burger. But yeah, it's just like bloody ketchup on everything. Each bag will come with dagger, for kids' fun, demon dagger. And yeah, 1 in 1,000 Happy Meals comes with a free demon to possess your kid for an eternity of hilarious torment kind of thing. So
I like that.
I'm assuming like a lot of kids that are going there are already possessed. So yeah,
That's
depends on the age.
Yeah, probably a fair assessment. So
Yeah.
Nice, very well done.
I like it.
The first one. So, like I said, I went back and listened to the previous 2 episodes because I didn't say that you couldn't already do one that someone had already did, but I just wanted to kind of give an idea of some of the other IPs that we've already done. And I very quickly remembered that I was assigned Shaun of the Dead in the first one, and then I did Hot Fuzz in the second one. So I'm like, well, I have to do The World's End for the third one. So that was automatically one of my first 2 picks. Has everyone here seen The World's End?
So it's all about drinking.
Yeah. So the whole point of the movie is it's the 3rd movie in the Cornetto trilogy. It's Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. And in this one, Simon Pegg is wanting to go back. He, like, whenever him and his high school friends were trying to do the Golden Mile, and it's where you hit 12 pubs in one night. And they got about halfway through, got drunk, stuff happened. They never finished it. And he's decided he wants to go back and try it again as adults. And so he goes back to this little town, and they're going through the pubs. Well, they come to find out that the town has been overrun by aliens, and they look like the normal people, but they're not, obviously. And I love it. It's a fantastic movie. It gets better the older you get because a lot of it starts to make more starts to feel more relevant as you get older. So anyway, there are 12 pubs in this one, and I was just like, well, I have to represent the 12 pubs. Like that's a big thing. So instead of just doing 5, I did 6. So every week you're going to have 2 different available toys. And the first week, in each box, the little boxes that they come in, each box is going to be one of the different pubs. So on week 1, you'll have to go back twice because you got to get each one. You have the First Post and the Old Familiar. And in one of the boxes, you'll get Gary King, who's played by Simon Pegg. And then the other one, you can get a Hot Wheels toy of the Beast. The Beast is the car that he drives. And literally, they're just like when he shows up, they're like, Gary, this looks just like the car you drove in high school. He goes, it is. They're like, there's no way this car is still going. It's basically the same car. I just, changed a few things like the motor, the shocks, the brakes, the transmission, and just list everything. He's like, but it's basically the same old car. So that's gonna be the first week. The second week, you can get boxes for the Famous Cock and the Cross Hands, and that week you can get Andy Knightley, who's played by Nick Frost, and then you can also get Guy Shepherd, who's played by Pierce Brosnan. If you didn't know, he's in this movie.
Fancy.
Yeah.
It's a good cast for this movie.
Oh, the cast is fantastic. The third week is The Good Companion and The Trusty Servant, and that week you can get Oliver. And then there's a metal statue that it's like kind of looks very robotic that comes alive. You can get one of those. That will be the second toy for that week. Week 4 is The Two-Headed Dog and the Mermaid, and that week you can get Peter and the Reverend Green, who's basically the dope dealer. The Beehive and the King's Head, you'll get Stephen and Basil. And then for the last week, you'll get boxes that look like The Hole in the Wall and, of course, The World's End. And I was like, we have to have Sam because she becomes a major character in the movie as well. And then I was like, this movie is about drinking. And I'm just like, I almost could just do 12 commemorative mugs or whatever. So yeah. I'm like, I have to do at least one mug. So the last toy that you get will be a commemorative mug that, of course, looks like a beer stein that you could get at any one of the 12 establishments. So, cool. And then you can take your characters and you can do the Golden Mile with with all of the boxes from McDonald's. So anyone who's watched the movie is listening in at home is just like, good job, Eugene. All right, let's move on to our second IP that we did. What was the second one you did, Chris?
Twilight, which I realized I've already, or somebody did. It was probably me.
No, it was actually Ray.
Oh,
We did Twilight.
But I looked at the list and I didn't realize that was a list we'd already done. I'm like, oh, look, Twilight. And then went back and was like, oh, it's too late. So, because I have
Fair
5.
enough.
The Cullen family, the little dolls, Cullen family, but they all have glitter skin.
See, that was something he didn't have. That makes total sense. Yeah.
Well, I ran by these with you, and you didn't.
They didn't ring a bell.
So.
Fair enough.
So then another one would be Bella's truck with the dent from Edward's hand.
Yep, he didn't have that one either.
Okay, then you have a Jacob doll with the pull string, and he talks, and he says he does 3 things. One, he says, "Where you been, Loca?" He says, "Nessie," and then he has a wolf roar.
Oh, okay.
Then
I didn't have that one either.
no.
Nope.
I thought for Bella, you could do like a water temperature activated thing, like based on hot or cold. So dunk her under one temperature, she's human Bella. And then if you dunk her under the opposite temperature, she turns into a vampire.
Okay.
Vampire Bella. And then I thought also you could do another Bella doll, but it's pregnant Bella. And you can remove the baby yourself.
Does she look like really gaunt and yeah?
The gigantic distended belly that you can like pop, and there's a little hybrid baby in there.
None of those toys he had the first time.
Oh, or it's the Loch Ness monster.
Oh.
That's in one every
Yeah,
4.
that's like a collector.
That's the rare collectible.
I can just see kids getting one and like
Being
putting
like
ketchup on it.
4 or 5.
Just putting ketchup and then like, hey.
Very well done. Very well done. So before we move on, is there what? I mean, I already explained why I did the first one that I did, but is there any reason why you picked these two?
Oh, they were the first thing that popped in my head. That came
Just
with
first thing that popped in your head? Okay.
That came with ideas.
Cool. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to think about it too much. Honestly, 'cause that's what happens. If I overthink it, then I get stuck.
Oh no, I totally get that. Like it does tend to, the first thing that pops in your head tends to be one of the better things. I mean, I have had things that I've been like, oh no, I can't really want to do this, and I've gone, waffled back and forth on. So, but no, I totally get it. So, Ray, what was your second IP you did?
So the second IP, because it's coming up on Christmas.
Okay.
I want to do a Christmas movie, so Die Hard.
Nice.
Oh,
Hans.
So one of the first items that you're going to get is a bloodied shirt that McClane would be wearing, right? Like,
Okay.
So it's all dirty, and so everybody gets one of those in your Happy Meal, because why not? The other one, another toy, is the radio. So that now it's going to have 2 modes. One, you can act like you're the cop, Al Powell.
Okay.
You could be like him. So it's McClane that's on the radio, and he's talking, so you can hear everything McClane's saying. Or it's the other way, where you're talking to McClane, or you are McClane and you're talking to him. And so it's his rebuttals back to you. So there is a yippee-ki-yay, but you're gonna have to finish it yourself, because I don't.
Fair enough.
I feel like that's practical.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then the other thing that I thought about, Hans Gruber. It's a little toy that hangs on the ledge of something, but as you press its hand to make it fall, it switches to sheer terror and it falls. So it's
nice.
I don't know if you've seen those, like the face flips, but yeah. So there's a little button on his hand that as you press it, the face flips and he falls to the ground. I just think it'd be a fun little toy. And then the last thing that I have for it is it's a little rectangular cube type thing, and inside you can kind of see McLean there, but he doesn't have a lot of light. So you got to flip the lighter, and then it lights up so you can see inside. But it also, could be an actual lighter as well for your cigarettes, because 70s, 80s might as well have a cigarette.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, dual purpose. But that way you can look inside, and he's got his little lighter going, or you can,
Nice. I'm sure y'all have seen it. People have been making, the little ornaments to put on their Christmas tree that looks like McLean, crawling through the thing.
Yeah.
And because of that, I wonder if he's going to do all Christmas ornaments. So you could do that. Hans, you could have him where he falls off the tree.
He's on the tree. No matter where you put him, he always falls off.
He always falls out of the tree. Yeah.
That works.
That would be great. I was you could have something that's like little mirrored parts and they're really shiny or whatever. It would be like all the glass that's on the ground, but so that would be awesome.
That was such a good
because it is I need to show that to the boys this year. It's Christmas time, so
it is.
Yeah.
Sean,
we've already seen Gremlins.
Yeah.
So.
I saw a great idea for an ornament, why no one's done the glowing red eyes in the face of a gremlin that you put in the back of a tree.
That's fantastic.
That would be so amazing. Oh my god.
Good. I like
so my second one was Red Dwarf. Now, has anyone watched Red Dwarf yet? Oh God, I'm gonna have to explain this. All right,
it's on my to-do list, but I haven't had a chance yet.
All right, so Red Dwarf, I can quote every line from every episode of Red Dwarf. I love it so much. Anyway, in Red Dwarf, basic synopsis: it's on a mining ship called Red Dwarf. The lowest guy on the ship gets busted for smuggling a cat on board. And they put him in suspended animation and forgo his pay. But while he's in there, there's a radiation leak. It kills everyone on the ship, and the ship buzzes off to the middle of nowhere so it wouldn't contaminate the rest of the galaxy with it. So he comes out of stasis 3 million years later. So last man alive, his cat has evolved into its own feline sapien, who's a moron. Just name the cat. Super vain, and they bring back his roommate, who is a total asshole with a rod shoved way up his ass. He comes back as a hologram. And then there's, in the third season, they bring on a mechanoid called Crichton, who accidentally killed his other crew by washing the computer because it was a little dirty. So he poured water on it and to try to clean it. So he's just totally neurotic. Anyway, awesome show. You gotta watch it, especially if you're into British humor. Anyway, so one of the little ships that comes out of Red Dwarf that they fly around with is called Starbug. So all the Happy Meals will come in this little plastic green ship called Starbug.
Okay, cool.
And then there'll be 4 meals depending on what character. So Lister, who is a curryaholic, you'd get curried chicken nuggets or chicken nugget vindaloo with a papadom and a kid-sized lager because you just drink beer. Cat, you open up Starbug and you'll get a bag of goldfish because he likes his food to move. He's a cat.
Okay.
Rimmer, you just get a picture of food because he's a hologram. You can't actually touch anything. So for the first 4 seasons, he actually gets turned into hard light later on, and then he can eat and have to get the puncture repair kit on his girlfriend kind of thing. But yeah. And then lastly, Crichton the Mechanoid, you open up and you'll get a banana. Now, the thing with this is Crichton's a Mechanoid, he can't lie. And Mr. Lister tried teaching him how to lie and just sat there with a banana Said, "What is this?" "It's a banana." "No, what is it?" "It's a banana." "No, no, no, no. It's an orange." There you go. It's a whole episode on him lying. It's so funny. But yeah,
So that's like
just a banana.
that's the opposite of the other episode that I was thinking of doing, which is there are 4 lights.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I don't think Picard ate much in that episode. Yeah. But yeah, so Red Dwarf fans would just find that hilarious. So you really need to catch up.
Fair enough. I like that you incorporated food into it as well.
Yeah.
So that's something I hadn't even thought about.
Yeah, I thought I really wanted to do Red Dwarf, but I was like thinking on the toys and like other than like the action figures for the actual characters, I'm like, no, let's figure out something food related because food is a big
part of the show.
Yeah, well, with Lister anyway, he's only got like 2 functioning taste buds, so everything has to be like Vindaloo, kamikaze hot kind of thing. Like his morning pick me up is cold Vindaloo sauce instead of orange juice kind of thing. So yeah, it's good.
Nice. The last one that I did was and I did it mainly because it's tipping my hand. It's also one of my picks. This is the last season of What We Do in the Shadows. So I was like, okay, I got to do that. And I was already in the mindset. Do what?
I almost did that one too.
I was already in the mindset of having the boxes do things or whatever. So I was like, I'm just going to lean into it as well. So once again, you'll have 2 different things per week. This will be 5 weeks, and of the 2 boxes you can get 1 box that transforms into Nandor's room, and the other one is the foyer, and you can get a little action figure of Nandor the Relentless, or the Baron. So, week 2 it'll be Colin's basement, and then the hallway that they're always going in. So those are 2 different boxes, and you can get Colin Robinson. You can also get Sean, their next door neighbor, who they're always looking out for. Week 3 is Nadja and Laszlo's room, and then the living room that they're always hanging out in. And that week you can get either an action figure of Nadja or the little doll that she has that talks, that's got part of her soul in it. Week 4 is Guillermo's Nook and the attic, which was from the first season. And you'll finally get Guillermo. And then you also have to have the guide. I freaking love the guide. I love since she's been added to the cast. She's awesome. And then finally the last week will be Laszlo's lab and Guillermo's shed, which were 2 things that kind of just came in this last season. And you'll finally get Laszlo, and then a character they just had for this last season as well as Laszlo's monster. So you've got the whole group. You can reenact your own favorite episodes. You can basically build the entire house if you have all the boxes, and just have a good time with it. I love this show. This last season has been fantastic so far. But yeah, I was just like, I would tell, like, as an adult, I would go collect these because it is so freaking good. But yeah, that was my second one I did. So, did anyone do a third? I don't think anyone did a third. Okay. So, fair enough. Well, that is our third go of making Happy Meal toys that should be made for question mark. The only one that was quite like you would think it'd be a definite yes would be the first one Chris had, and then you hear the toys and you're just like, no. So let's not do that.
I'd say yes.
Oh, of course you would. You and I are just like, oh yeah, the beanbag of the mom. That's nothing wrong with that. So,
Mommy, get up.
I have not shown that movie to the boys. Surprise, surprise.
I don't think we've, when the kids were small, that they probably don't remember it. There's that one.
Logan couldn't handle it.
No, that one, Dumbo, and All Dogs Goes
Dumbo.
to Heaven. We told her that she couldn't watch.
Oh yeah, All Dogs Go to Heaven. That one's rough.
Yeah. So we told her she couldn't watch those.
No.
Yeah, I was talking to someone earlier this week about something or another, and they were talking about they brought up something like sad or messed up movies. They're like, you showed them that? I'm just like, it's not that messed up. I said, if I want to mess them up, I'll show them like Old Yeller or Where the Red Fern Grows or Homeward Bound. And they're just like, ooh, yeah, don't do that. So especially if your kids like animals, not a good idea. So let's go and move on into our picks and or pans. Would anyone like to go first on that one? All right, tell you what, I'll go first. Like I said, I've already said one of my picks is this last season of What We Do in the Shadows. Absolutely loving the season. There's an episode that is very heavily influenced by Ghostbusters, and I'm just waiting to see someone start working on and building his ghost containment machine. First off, it looks like an awesome prop. But the fact that they even references the fact that one of the other guys is like, yeah, he started building it after I showed him Ghostbusters, and he's just like, no, I was working at it roughly the same time. It's just like whatever.
Ideas.
Yeah. But yeah, it would be awesome to dress up as Laszlo because I love that character. So that's one of them. The other pick I have is we were talking about it before the show began. I'm on book number 4 of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. It was we just dropped an episode on Marginally Geeky where we talked about the first 2 books. This was Joseph's pick, and it has been a fantastic pick. It's irreverent. It's hilarious. It just, at this point, nothing really surprises me. I'm just in for whatever jokes are tied into it. So, but yeah, really, really enjoying that. I'm sure we will probably go back and do the other books at some point. So it's just a question of when. Chris, what are your pick and or pan?
So it finally snowed like an hour, 2 hours before the show. We've been under this whole warning watch, like really far inland, got dumped on. There's a town in like kind of like cottage country area.
4.5 feet.
4.5 feet.
Wow.
Yeah. And they had to declare a state of emergency.
Yeah.
That was not us. We just got a few inches just now. So I'm happy about that because it's December and it should snow. I watched the documentary Martha on Netflix. It's about Martha Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
It was good. It was really interesting. It made me think a little differently about her. I don't like Martha's. Not that I like thought she was like this fantastic person to begin with, but like you watch it and you're like, oh, okay.
You're even more horrible than I thought.
I don't think I like you very much. Not that you care, but like, yeah. So it was interesting, and it sort of led up to her her arrest and imprisonment. She was only in prison for 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then the Great British Baking Show. We just watched the season finale yesterday. It's such a cute show. It's like the most wholesome thing ever, and everybody is so sweet, and they're all cooperative and helpful. And even the 2 hosts that they have now, Noel and Allison, they're so good together. They have such good chemistry, and they're really good with the contestants.
And it's on Netflix in the States.
In the States.
Maybe I should suggest that for me and Christy to watch.
Yeah, it's so
really
good.
Cute.
It's super cute. And then the thrift store. We have a few around here. They've been providing. It's a feast or famine sort of situation with thrift stores. And I found a bunch of stuff, which kicked off me doing 3 different gallery walls in the house over the last couple of days. And I just love it when you walk in and you find like 8 things, and then it's like $30. You're like, yes, it is. Because it's
nice.
I have pans, vet bills. Yes. And you try to be so sweet, and they're and they're just doing their job. But when the numbers start ticking up, you're looking at your pet who you love very much, and you're like, oh, buddy. Like,
yeah.
This might be the last time you get sick.
I don't know what 3 years is a lot of money. Thankfully, our cat Jelani, she's fine now, so much so that she's very much back to what she was before she got sick. And
She's on the prowl.
she'd been sick. It was like a slow progression that she sort of, I didn't really notice until she got sick. But I forgot what a nut job she is. She's insane.
Yeah.
I'm reading this book. It's called Rather Weird by Andrew Vladicott. He's English. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, the premise is interesting, but the book, I hate books that just string you along just enough to be like, well, now I have to know this fucking ends. I can't not know. I'm not, like, I don't love this, but I'm like, just why? I need to know how this ends. And this is this book. I'm like, I don't know why I care, because I don't care, but I do. But I'm not.
I totally get that. I totally get that.
No, I need to know. I have to know, so I can just shut it off and put it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm. And so that bugs me. I hate when authors do that. So I'm like, what's the plan here?
What was the plan?
Apparently, and it's I don't like it. That's it.
All right. Ray, pick or pan for us?
Yeah, now that I'm kind of thinking a few things through here. So I'll do a pick for my daughter, because despite the traffic and despite getting home at 3:30 in the morning, she had a blast at Taylor Swift's concert down in Toronto. So successfully got her there, successfully got her home.
She was so happy.
She had
so much fun.
So my pan will be Toronto traffic, as always, but it is what it is. The other thing too, so I have missed out on a couple of documentaries that have dropped, and I'm gonna have to check them out because I watched the trailers and they look really good. One is the Beatles 1964. It's over to the States. It looks like a really good documentary because they're I don't know, it looks pretty cool.
That's that Martin Scorsese one.
It is, yeah. And then the other one is John Williams. There's one about him and like the music that he's done for movies, and just like it's iconic what that man has done. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So just I really want to watch that one as well. The trailer got me hooked on that one too. So, and then my last pick is the Garage Shop is continuing. I gave you guys a bit of a preview as to where I'm at right now. But the benefit of where I'm at with that is that the temporary shed / tarp shed is no longer up. It's actually down and put away for the winter, and I don't need it for the garage anymore. So it's really good. We have a big chunk of our driveway back, so now we just need to get the bin picked up and gone, and then we'll have our driveway fully back. So,
yay!
Yep,
good deal.
So yeah,
nice. Sean, you have a pick or pan for us?
A few picks. One, the snow. Been waiting for it, so it just seems to be coming later and later every year, which kind of sucks. But yeah, we were told we were going to get hammered with snow starting Friday, but we're right on the lake, so we didn't really start getting snow until kind of this morning. I've had to go out and blow out the driveway and all that because we did get enough. Which that first blowout, I freaking hate it because the ground is still warm enough that it melts ices, so I end up pushing more than actually blowing. Ugh. It took me an hour and a half to get the driveway blown out, so that sucked.
Sounds about right.
I started watching Mr. McMahon on Netflix.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't watched wrestling in years. As a kid, though, I grew up just as it was hitting the high time, and so I'm only 2 episodes in, but it's really interesting. A lot of just even seeing the Hulk and stuff like that. It's pretty cool how they all began and stuff like that. So
it gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm been working on my shop for the last couple weeks now.
Jealous of that bandsaw.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
it's a cool bandsaw.
that it's like 40 years old or whatever, but and like the motor's been replaced and a whole bunch of parts have been replaced on it. But yeah, I used it today because I had to fix a sink, and the underside of my tap is like water damage. So as you tighten it up, it like destroys the underside.
Yep.
So I had to cut out a piece to fit under there, and it was like 2 seconds with the bandsaw. It's like, oh my god, this is so nice.
Yep.
So, but anyway, yeah, I'm doing up a fairly large wood shop, so I've had to like one of the bays I've just finished replacing the floor and all the walls, and I'm gonna do a whole French cleat system and the whole
Nice.
9 yards. So it's coming along. I got to put a couple new 20 amp circuits in there because I kept blowing the 15 amps whenever I would cut something with the vacuum on.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it. So yeah, I'll fix that. But yeah, so those are my picks. I don't think I have any cans other than the snow coming late, but it came. So there we go.
At least it showed up, right?
Tomorrow. That sucks.
Yeah. Well, that is our show for the month, ladies and gentlemen. If you would please give us a 5 stars, a thumbs up, whatever it is you can or will do. Wherever you listen to the show, you can catch us pretty much anywhere you can listen to podcasts. You can also watch or subscribe to the show on YouTube as well. You can find all the shows we do at epicallygeeky.com, where you can find our other shows, including the Marginally Geeky Show, Creatively Geeky, and Sustainably Geeky. We occasionally post on social media, so you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Epically Geeky. Where can we find you online, Ray?
The Reluctant Yeti on Instagram and Blue Sky.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fancy.
I know, right? Chris?
Not on Blue Sky, although I am very happy that Elon is taking a hit. Formerly Twitter bullshit. Anyway, but you can find me on Instagram at Moody Midlife.
Sean?
Screwing on Wikipedia. It's assignment time. So, and your favorite broken toy on Instagram and TikTok.
And as always, you can find my individual wacky adventure online at Optimus Gene on Facebook and Instagram. For everyone on the site, have a good night.